Hey guys, welcome to Rainbow Pagan. Today is going to be a very controversial video, probably to the atheist. As I said, this video is not made to offend atheists. It's not made to me hating on them. I personally support I support atheists too and agnostics that they are able to. I wouldn't say believe because they're not, a religion, that they have the right to do so, basically. But this is my take on the Pledge of Allegiance, okay? Now, the Pledge of Allegiance was put in September 1892. And that's when they started playing in schools and putting the, hand over the heart. Now, my information could be wrong, but I did the best I could because a lot of it was kind of iffy. I had to go around Wikipedia, and I tried my best not to use Wikipedia. And it was removed, if I'm correct. I tried my damnedest to find the right correction, so I could be wrong, but it was removed in June of 2002. So that was a while ago. Anyhow, that's when I graduated high school. And also 9/11 happened back then. So it's kind of, I don't know. But basically below is all the links I'll be talking about. Below I have the guy that actually fought to remove the Pledge of Allegiance. What happened basically was, to begin with, a girl refused to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance because she was atheist. And if I got this correct, there was a lawyer that fought for her to ban the Pledge of Allegiance because it is her civil right not to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. It's kind of like the NFL stuff going on right now. But to my knowledge, it was her mother who pushed for this, who started it. And it was a battle up to 2002 when they banned it. Now, okay, here what it comes to. Below I have definitions of religion. Like, definition of the word God. What does God mean? And I have two definitions. One, the Abrahamic faith religion, and the other one is the alternate part of what I would be. Now, do I believe that the Pledge of Allegiance should be in school? I believe it should be. But do I believe that they should have to stand for it if they do not believe in it? I believe they should not have to. That is their right to stand. And if they don't want to do it, they don't have to do it. But unfortunately, they went extreme and actually made it, it's not possible at all. Now, atheists make up, I tried my best to get this, 11% of the country. And of course, I lost my page here. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, atheists make up 11% of the country of America. That equals to 3 million atheists in America. But we got about 385 billion people that live in America. Million. Sorry. 385 million. I could be wrong about that. It could be billion or million. I think it's million. I'm sorry I didn't write that down to check back. But below is all my fact checkers. Again, people who stand for God, they automatically think that this means the Christian God or the Abrahamic faith God, saying, oh no, Pledge of Allegiance is to the Christian God, which we should get rid of. And also, you can look forward to other religions which would probably take offense to it. Well, I don't really see how, like, the Muslims call God Islam, or whatever. And they have their own religion on this. I don't know what their perspective would be on this, but I would see that the word God can mean Allah, which is actually God. So they could stand and still do the Pledge of Allegiance. Is this biased toward atheist? Like I said, I think they should have it in schools. If the atheist refuses to take a stand and doesn't want to do it and they just want to remain seated, that's okay. Do I feel that that's discriminating towards atheists? They make up 11% of the population. And I know homosexuals make up a little bit less or a little bit more. I'm not sure. And these are estimated things. So that's my opinion on that. But God, to me, when I would stand up in the Pledge of Allegiance, say, if I were to do it, if I was pagan then, or when they say praying at dinner, or banquets, to say let's pray to God, it doesn't really offend me, because God can mean many different things in many different religions and many different forms. And what I do is I say God, which could be God Anubis that I follow, that I could be praying to him and saying, God Anubis, please, or even gods, and you don't have to, you could say that in your mind, It doesn't mean that they're talking, they all refer to the Christian God, which is bow your head and stuff, but it doesn't really affect saying that is not who you're talking about. You can actually focalize in your mind saying, I believe this. And that goes for all other religions, the Abrahamic faith. If you're atheist and they do this, I can feel that atheists would feel uncomfortable in dinners. I personally can relate, because being pagan, when they want to do an open speech on God, or they take you to near your head, again, I explain that, but I would not, it can be uncomfortable for an atheist. But again, atheists make up 11%, and they should not be ignored, that 11%. But again, I do not believe it should have been taken out of the American Pledge of Allegiance. And I am not here to debate or fight an atheist. I would love to see the point of view on the atheist point of view. If you're an atheist, to comment or say something, because I would love to see your opinion. Again, when it relates to God and trust, I believe it should be legal in schools. Now, let's talk about God on the money. I know I'm going a little bit on 10 minutes here, but God and all money is basically the same thing. And also, if you relate it to paganism, you can actually see, like, the temple with the eye on top. That's the eye of Horus or eye of Ra. So basically, you can relate that back to paganism. But that's just my opinion on it. Many people have different opinions on what the saying, like, if money should have the word God on it or not. We've been using that money system for a long time. It would take a long time to revamp it, to get rid of God we trust in money. So basically, that's related to the same thing as President's allegiance. And the one thing I disagree on is, like, if they get that, people are going to say, okay, then we can get religion in schools, like being able to play in school. I believe personally that you can play in school. You just can't mention it. Like, you can't. It's ridiculous that they say you can't bring a Bible Just like I couldn't bring my BOS or Jewish couldn't bring no Bibles, and all that. But I think that's what they're trying to do, is like not let you bring prayer in school and stuff like that. The one school, I forget which one it is, they just overwid that and let people bring the Christian Bible in school and prayer back in school. That's a slippery slope. If you're gonna do that, you can't be biased. That means you gotta let every single religion be able to do so. And then you will fall into tons of different traditions. A sample, Muslims have certain times of days they gotta constantly pray. So you're opening to that, giving them attention to their rights as a religion to do so. And then you are activating people's holidays, which I know the pagan holidays basically do. The Christians basically, we did the pagan holidays, blah, blah, blah. I've done videos on that before. But they basically fall on the same days as the Christian holidays that we take for. But technically, people are going to eventually push for, say, hey, this is my religion, this is the certain day, like, what's it called? The African Americans holiday, Kwanzaa. They could say, I need that off for that day. The Jewish could say, hey, it's that time of year where I do Hanukkah, so I need these many days off on this date. As you can see, it's a very slippery slope if you do so. So do I believe that they should keep God, like Bibles and all that, like basically God out of the school related to that? Yes, I do. But I know it may sound a little bit hypocritical there, but the Pledge of Allegiance I agree with, but the point to where you're going to let, prayer in schools and that so-called God in, you're going to run into a shitload of trouble and problems. So anyhow, this has been Rainbow Pagan. I'm sorry for the long video. All my links are listed below that I studied and backed up. If I would love to hear your opinions. So anyhow, this is Rainbow Pagan. God bless.